Okay, in this next operation, we're going to insert the standard mold base. First thing we're going to do is go to Management and make sure Auto Process Mode is turned off. If there's a check mark on there, just click on this option, it'll uncheck it. What this does is then during component creation, or for example, when you insert a standard mold base, none of the operations will be applied automatically to the mold base for the bushings and the screws and what have you. So that's turned off. Let's go make a coordinate system. We're going to make it right at 0, rotate it 90 degrees, hit escape, activate a new layer, and I'm going to call this mold base. So here, let's go to mold base, standard. We're going to use frame dimension. I want that to reference my rail direction, and this to be my 0. Now here, we're going to go ahead and choose a 1518A series base. And right off the bat, you can see that the block sizes are indeed the right size. Let's go to plate modification, and let's maybe look at this along the x-axis. Right now what we want to do is we want to modify our A plate to actually be smaller. We want it to be 3 7/8. So this way my cavity block is now the size of my A plate. Next, I want to modify my B plate to be, I believe, 2 7/8, or 2 3/8 actually. Now my cavity block and core block are sitting correctly within my mold base, and I'm going to say OK. OK, now that we have our standard mold base, I'm going to just simply say OK to lock that in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn off my cavity and core for a moment. Turn off my parts maybe. And now I'm going to go to Management, Set Assignment, and choose Extract. And I want to extract my A plate and my B plate from my mold assembly. So now if we go into here, under mold base, we don't see the A and B plate anymore. And what I'm going to do with those is not delete them, but I'm going to toss them onto a layer. I'm going to say layer 99, here and here. All right, so now that those are no longer part of the mold assembly, what I'm simply going to do is go turn on my blocks, and I'm going to edit them. I'm going to go into here and go to BOM information, select my cavity block, and I'm just going to call this A plate. And instead of it being under block, I'm going to put it under mold base. It's A side like normal. You can, of course, set your materials and get your stock sizes right away if you like. I'm going to say OK. Go to here. I'm going to make this B plate. Again, stick that under mold base. Now, the reason I'm doing this is instead of creating this split and uniting it with the A and B plate from the standard mold base, I'm just going to take those out, put them aside. No processes have been done to them, so they're just simple blocks right now. And I'm going to replace them with the complex split of our core and cavity block. At this point, we're going to hit Save. And remember, the last time we were under 3 megabytes. Let's go see how big we are now. So if I look at this and I go to Details, now we're just over 3 megabytes. And here we've inserted an entire mold base. So what I'm showing you is a way to help keep file sizes much smaller. From here, of course, you could do the rest of your design as normal. You can put in your side locks, you can put in everything else. And what I recommend is processing your components at the end. Of course, here you're going to have to adjust the size of your leader pins and bushings to be the correct length. You might need to make the plate thicker, what have you. But the whole idea in these examples is to show you a strategy for working with tools such as this.